Welcome back to Topic Talk. It's time to talk about some topics, man. I'm TK Breezy, and I've been gone for a little bit, but now I'm back. And I just came back from Port Priority, and that was cool. It was actually a great time. Love Port Priority. But we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about outside of some stuff that I might have missed a little while back because I've been gone for like a week. So if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe. You know the deal. So let's talk about Port Priority. I'm gonna have to pull that up real quick because I had it up and I didn't have it up anymore. Port Priority. First things first, let's get the elephant out the room. That boy Sonics, he won. That's right, number one, going to Sonics. Love to see that for him. Now we can go through the top 8 right here. You can see Sonics has some pretty hard fought battles to get here to get this W. So he's a winner side the whole time, but like this match right here with Light farmed him for 2 games and then he reversed. This match right here, I already knew he was going to win. I feel like he's really good against Steve. And then this right here, Zomba farmed him for 2 games, and then he reversed. And the last play was absolutely insane. I mean, like, he went foolish in almost all of these games, if I'm being honest. He had, like, a down air kill here. That was sick. These games were Light. Just the ending of that was sick. And then the Zomba games as well. So, other notable standouts here from this top 8, though, is that Light was in it. 1. Chiraguri was there. This is Carmelo. Louis Money hit it. Mild, the DK from Japan, also hit it. Sir Alexander, aka Lammers, hit it. So there was it was a really good top 8. You know, I mean, not the greatest of characters that I like to see. Like, I think honestly watching Gunner can be a little boring, but we didn't get the same Steve, Sonic, Game & Watch, Min. You know, the Mia, Hurt, Doramigi, Akola grand final. So this is nice to see. I mean, we still had a Steve and a Sonic, but you have Banjo, Fox, Palutena, Donkey Kong, me, Gunner, and Rob. Like, that's kind of new. That's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? So that happened. But gotta give it up to Sonics. I got washed. I played doubles. Did not do great. But I did play a bunch of games after that, like just playing the game. And yeah, real shit, bro. Playing Ultimate offline is mad fun. Like, just sitting down playing random friendlies with people, mad fun. Playing Ultimate online is where the game becomes more frustrating, and then when you get back offline, you're already frustrated because you're playing online. Would not recommend it. Go to your locals, is what I'm saying. If you want to play some Ultimate, go to your locals. Good time. What else? We had some other standings that like were kind of crazy, so let's gotta go over the top 128, bro. Like, because let's go to these standings real quick so y'all can really see what I'm talking about, bro. So all these people made it out, right? But here, Yeast beat MK Leo, put him in losers. Roommate, or I think that's how you said it, R-mate, I don't know, he beat MK Leo, put him out. That was crazy to see. Leo losing to Yeast. Like, this is like 65th right here. Tarek also got 65th. Jojo the Hobo, who I saw do pretty well earlier, was doing all right. But yeah, like, these results are kind of like all over the place because like you were expecting these people to like kind of go crazy. These people did not go crazy. There were some very good matches though. I got to see Louis Money versus Reflow was sick because like it was like, you know, the 2 top Palutenas who were still kind of running around outside of Chag fought each other. Louis Money kind of farmed him though. Louis Money also did very good in his tournament run in general. He beat Syrup, which is like the first big top player he's beaten in a while, and then he went on to get top 8 and he lost to Turgiri and Light. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. I was on fire on commentary this weekend, bro. I don't care if you agree or not, because I gotta stop caring what y'all fucking think, and 2, that's just how I felt. I got off of every block being like, damn, I kind of crushed it. I felt energetic. I felt like my jokes was on point. I felt like my analysis was on point. And I felt like the people I worked with were very fun to work with. So had a great time. Hope that I keep that energy moving forward. But I think I just gotta like play friendlies while I'm at the event to kind of stay acclimated within the game. Normally, I'll like do my block and then go to my room and do something else. Bringing my controller. Playing some friendlies. Anyway. Up next, we got to talk about the update from Luminosity. Because we always got an update from Luminosity, right? Anyway, let's pull this up real quick. So, this was the first update that we reached out to John Dwyer, and he said he's, working diligently to address the concerns of creators in Luminosity and all that good stuff, right? That was the first update, right? So we're thinking, okay, we're going to turn this bad boy around. Wrong. Luminosity sold, bro. So Vertical Studios is releasing all their Luminosity creators. As part of the release, creators will receive payment for outstanding errors. I don't know. Maybe that was affairs. I don't know. Is that a word?
Arrears.
I've never said that. Learn me something new today. Anyway, dating back to the acquisition. Now, listen. They sold the company. I had to read the article, but they sold the company. The reason why they bought this in the first place is because Luminosity has like a super deal with YouTube, right? Where like a super ad deal. So Vertical Studios bought Luminosity to get that super ad deal with YouTube, only to then become like a silent partner, right? Because they're selling it for somebody else to take the mantle. They're not leaving. They're just kind of selling a majority of it, and they're still going to be there like as a silent partner. How fucking bait and switch is that? And the reason why I'm like the most upset about it is not because like this is probably not like a regular tactic. It was because this motherfucker John Dwyer was tweeting like he actually gave a shit, right, about Luminosity and whatever, and was like, yeah, bro, like we had that one tweet when he was going back and forth with the old owner where he was like, you sit on the sidelines and watch our team win, you know, the LTC or whatever. And then his team didn't win the LTC. And then if I even talked about in the other video, when you watch that LTC footage, they were playing like in a basement cellar or whatever. That shit was crazy. And so you never cared about Luminosity. So like, why even do all that posturing if this is all you wanted? You wanted to buy the thing so you can get the YouTube deal for whatever reason. Hopefully that helps, whatever. And then you sold it off to another company to now pick up the slack. But you left your creators in the dark for like 2 months straight. 2 months straight, you left the people in the dark. And then to come out of the dark and say, actually, you're all fired. Do I even have... I don't even think I got to look at this dude no more, bro.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
We'll work with that one, bro. So I'm not fucking with John Dwyer ever, bro. I don't care what company he joins. I don't care if he ends up being like the owner of Paragon or something. I got a dip. I don't think that's going to happen. The owner of Paragon. Shouts Paragon, by the way. Shouts Jeremy. But I just don't want to be on any team that he's part of. So, but he emailed them. He said he emailed them, right? John Dwyer allegedly attempted to call all the Luminosity. No, he didn't. Creators yesterday to speak to them directly about the situation before sending out an email this morning. So a lot of people took this, quote tweeted and said, no, you did not, right? What is that stream note? We'll get to it, brother. We'll get to it. In Thursday's email, he says Vertical Studios has decided to bring in a partner on Luminosity and is pursuing new strategies under this new ownership deal, right? So that was a big thing. They have a new partner. They've kept a decent amount of people, if you will, you know, but it was mostly the Smash roster, crazily enough, and which is, you know, good for them because the Smash roster just won. So now you got, you know, my friends and some of the people like posting being like, yeah, me and myself, my other career were released effective immediately from our contracts on Vertical Studios. So she's a free agent. Cozy Zowzy has been talking about this for a while. So just a lot of people that I know that were on Luminosity, it's kind of like finding out via Twitter that they don't have a team anymore. Anyway, so that was like the update for Luminosity. What does this mean for the future? Nobody fucking knows. They got bought again. I'm not sure if this new company even cares anymore, but I know it's fuck Vertical Studios for sure. I know that. Okay. With that being said, that does mean other things are coming back to form. Alt Rank used to be Lumi Rank. Not Alt Rank, or not Lumi Rank anymore. It's back to Alt Rank. Old name, new era. After more than 2 years, we're returning to our roots as Alt Rank. And in lieu of a major sponsor, we're introducing a Patreon as a way for the community to support the project. We look forward to joining everyone for the newest chapter of Alt Rank. So we still got rankings, and y'all can still hold it down if you would like to support them and still see rankings. Funny thing is, I just saw somebody say that Dub's so big, Luminosity woke up, right? I think it was because this is the first thing. Look at this, man. October 12th was the last thing they tweeted. It's now 11:11. First thing, we finally get a retweet. Finally get a retweet, bro. 11:11. Let me get that retweet, bro. This is like, yeah, this is where I got the real thing. So we got Luminosity is being sold again because Vertical Studio most wanted to buy some YouTube license they had, and the newer owner wants to keep the Smash roster. So they kept Leo, Meister, Mars, Sonics, Nighttime Clasher, Void, We the People, Kate Out to God, Gems, Kareem, Bowser, Hey, shout out Bowser. I didn't know he was still on there. Emalath, Love Abilities, and Sandstorm. Little surprised to see not EE kept, because I said this earlier. I was like, you kept all these Smash people, but EE's like undoubtedly bigger than some of these people that you're naming, right? And on top of that, it's just a good Smash out asset. So I'm a little surprised they didn't try to keep him, but it be what it be. Coney in here, my face won 640k YouTube license. So anyway, other things. So this is what I was talking about as well. So this is the last piece of news, but it's a two-parter news. Did you know that Let's Make Big Moves was supposed to be Steve Band? Well, guess not anymore. A little surprised that we got the call from Max saying he got the call from the big boys. Crafting will be legal at LMBM. To which, hold on. To which we had this tweet. To which I was like, nigga, you're lame. All right, we won. He said it. Put all this out here. We're gonna escape. We're gonna sue Max, catch him. Threatening, even joking about suing. Mad lame right now. Anyway, so the Steves are back. We'll see how this goes. But I was going to talk about the reason why even my crazy ass thing was like this is because of this right here. So if you guys didn't know, if you want to run a Smash tournament, you have to go through the Nintendo guidelines, right? And they also have sponsored lists that they like approve and disapprove. When you look at this list, okay, some of it makes sense. Some of it is like, please see the Nintendo of America's restricted sponsor list below. Keep in mind that partnering with any sponsors in the category may result in revocation of the license and or subject to further action. So gaming consoles other than Nintendo's, got it. PC gaming is okay, whatever. Video game accessories not officially licensed by publishers or compatible with Nintendo Switch makes sense. Advocacy advertisements is any advertising promoting political, religious, or controversial public positions. Okay, but okay, cool. Cigarettes, sure. Marijuana, sure, right? Betting and gambling makes sense. Firearms makes sense. 900 numbers, not sure, makes sense. Contraceptives, Nintendo wants you to get pregnant, bro. They said none of that. None of that. Birth control, condoms, get them out of here. Not at my Nintendo event. You're going to have sex the old-fashioned way. I see you, Nintendo. I see you, Nintendo. That's crazy, brother. That's a little crazy. Anyway, tattoo parlors and body piercings, cool. R-rated movies, NC-17 rated movies, cool. Adult entertainment, cool. M-rated electronics, computers, and video games, cool. Beer, wine, hard liquor, makes sense. Energy drinks, that's a little... I think you're... that this is literally just to say we don't want Red Bull in the space, because I don't think this is that big of a deal, but cool, whatever. Investments, cool. Kids don't know how to do foreign exchange and stocks and bonds and shit. Business opportunities, get rich quick schemes. Of course we don't want that around. Health offerings, NFTs, good, sure. High risk financial instruments or institutions, which may include companies facilitating financial instruments such as credit cards and debit cards. Correct. Don't let kids get cards. Product, services, and medias targeted at adults or not sustainable for children. That's more over 18 stuff. Product, services, and medias that promote or relate to unlawful or illegal infringement. Sick. No emulators, no ROMs. Virtual currency products and related services. Professional gaming coach services. That was literally targeted to Metafy. I'm not sure what that was about. And then services related to Nintendo that have not been approved by Nintendo. So these are all the things that you can't have as a sponsor. It's interesting that they're like I feel like the two that like throw me off the most, obviously, are one is contraceptives, but I guess you don't want to be like, welcome back to it would go hard. It would go hard though. But welcome back to Genesis, sponsored by Trojan, wrap your game up type. I don't know. Something like that. Something like that, bro. I don't know. Welcome back to Genesis, sponsored by Astroglide, go ahead and schmoove on the opponent. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like, I got ideas, but you know what I mean? Not the only thing hard at this point. The bracket's getting harder, but you could. All right. Anyway. But professional gaming coaching services for a tournament being one of the things that you can't have is fucking insane. And then energy drinks. Dude, Red Bull fucking loves Smash. You are actively stopping Red Bull and any other drink company that really wants to come through and and putting a little money on the top of this of things and making sure that people can get a little money, get paid. So So I'm not sure what those two are about. Everything else I can kind of agree with, but those are the two that kind of throw me off. Is the professional game game coaching services such as Medify, and then the energy drinks. So, you know what I mean? Everything else understandable. I wouldn't want to be, welcome back to Genesis, sponsored by fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know what, some slasher film. Like that's a little off. That doesn't really make sense for this teen rated game or M rated game or whatever the fuck. But just no juvie either. And juvie was mad good. Fuck me some juvies for sure. I love me some juvies. But yeah, that was why my thing was crazy. This is just some stuff that I found on the side that was a little interesting. I do want to know what's the logic behind it, but I'll probably never get an answer of why. You know what I mean? Of why it's like this. But them's the breaks, bro. Nintendo said this is what you can't have if you want us to run a tournament. So with that being said, I think that's it for the rest of this topic talk. We had we talked about Nintendo's guidelines. We talked about the fact that guidelines actually hit LMBN. We talked about port priority. We talked about Luminosity again. If you have any thoughts, comments, anything, concerns and stuff, make sure you let me know about those below, as this is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll have another video relatively soon. I'm home for at least like 10 days or something, so we're gonna try to knock out as much as possible in those 10 days. Appreciate you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.